My whole other mantra that I had was get insurance when you don't need it, because when you need it, you can't get it.
Welcome to Biz Glitch number 120. It's April 29th. It's 4 months in.
Yeah, we're a third through.
I feel like we're going to talk about disability insurance today.
Oh, so you read the glitch today.
No, you just said it just before we rolled camera.
Yes, this is near and dear to my heart because of my financial planning background. I used to be a securities licensed insurance professional as well, and I sold life insurance and disability insurance and long-term care insurance for business owners to protect their assets. You don't have to be a business owner to do these prudent things for your family, but I focused on business owners. And this glitch is surrounding the easy to avoid conversations and the easy to ignore thought process of what would happen if you couldn't work in your business because of some disability. And the disabilities there are many,
Well, it could be a temporary injury, it could be a longer-term injury or illness, or it could be a permanent disability. Generally speaking, with insurance, people don't think they need it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's all states or most states require you, if you own a car and you operate a motor vehicle, that you must have that vehicle insured. And the reason those laws were passed is because way back in the day, people didn't think they needed them. Then they'd get into car accidents, there'd be property damage, there'd be bodily injury and death. And where did the victims of those injuries from the person who caused the car accident go for compensation? In this case, you're talking about compensating yourself. And I feel like that's the same with life insurance. It's something that
it's not required.
It's not required, and we think, oh, I'm going to live forever.
And it's an expense. It's an expense line item. For those that are a little bit more forward thinking, they think of it as an investment to protect what they built, so that you don't have to dip into savings and retirement to pay for the care that might be needed to help you through managing this disability and this healthcare issue that it becomes. Because it's not mandated, the only real requirement that I recall is if there were legal contracts for partnerships and the shareholder agreement had a stipulation, a provision in the agreement that insurances had to be purchased, and they had to be, that was the vehicle, how funds would be injected to protect the partnership. Now, they're useless. The shareholder agreement is useless if the insurance isn't there to provide. Otherwise, the partners would have to then pony up the money to make up for the stipulation in the agreement. So we're not lawyers or anything like that, but that's an entire other conversation. The glitch is this. You have to consider what would happen if you weren't able to work in your business.
Protect yourself.
And protect yourself. Whether it's a full permanent disability or a partial disability, those are things that can be taken care of with insurance policies.
I feel like this is the kind of video where we should be leaning in close to the camera and saying, this is really serious.
Yeah.
And we know that you all don't think about this because most people don't think about this day in and day out. Yeah. But it's worth having a serious conversation with yourself and thinking, what if? What if?
And how many times, I cannot even tell you, the times I heard people that did come to me because they heard of a story. So sometimes the reality, the brutal truth, tough love experience comes from, that moves the needle for somebody. Yes,
okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you. When I was a mortgage banker, I thought of the whole experience of owning a home. I thought it was an experience to learn about finances. That's what it was for me. And as part of my process with my clients, I would teach them about different aspects of protecting their financial life, including getting life insurance. But that message became even more strident, even more urgent because of a situation that happened to one of my clients. It was a young couple, and they're in their mid to late 30s. Put them in their first house. It was a very difficult mortgage to get approved. We got it approved. They got in the house. And within just a couple of months, I heard a story from the real estate broker that the wife came downstairs one morning to find the husband dead on the floor in the kitchen. And because they didn't have life insurance, they didn't have protection, she wound up having to sell the house.
Yes.
And these stories are out there.
It hurts my soul. It does, because I remember talking to so many people, and they were like, "I don't have the money for that." So you're not going to have the money for when, if anything really bad happens, you know.
Am I wrong? I don't think it's all that expensive when it comes down to
It
it.
depends. It depends on the type of policy. It depends on different
true.
goals. It depends
And
on
what your payout would be. Yeah,
Yeah.
I imagine that has something to do with
And that's why the actionable item is to meet with your insurance professional who specializes in financial planning, life and disability, and long-term care, and all the things. There is, and here's a tip that is completely, when you nerd out on insurance, these are the things you think about. When it comes to the cost of insurance, the underwriting is different for life insurance versus disability insurance.
Right.
The underwriting for life insurance is the cost of someone dying, whereas the underwriting for the disability insurance, the insurance companies are looking at how long am I going to have to pay for someone to be sick but alive?
whether it's a temporary injury or long-term disability, permanent disability.
Injury. It's not just illness, but it's also injury. Either one.
Which is why it's probably better if you approach this topic when you're much younger.
120 out.